don't need recognition. I'm on a mission. I'm paying dues. I'm in position. I'm staying up. It's getting late. You're doing good. I'm doing great. Recognition. I'm on a mission. I'm paying dues. I'm in position. I'm staying up. It's getting late. You're doing good. I'm doing great. I know this life is right for me. I know the future's bright for me. I'm doing great.
Hello and welcome to Chester. We are here for another England Rugby Treatment Day. It is the fourth and final in our Play Together, Stay Together campaign that highlights grassroots rugby at a local level. And today we are showcasing the women's game, which sees home team Chester Devas welcome Eccles Ladies. And just before kick-off in a few moments, I'm joined by Chester Club President Bill Evans.
Hello.
Hi Bill, thanks for joining me. First of all, could you tell me a bit about the history of the club and why the name Chester Devas?
Right, I mean the history of the club, we're actually 100 years old next year, and in fact this is our centenary blazer. The Devas have been in existence for over 20 years now. It comes from the old Roman name for Chester, and we thought that would be appropriate for the ladies' side.
And you mentioned that you played here yourself. Can you tell me about when you started playing and then your transition to the committee?
Right, I started playing when I was 22, when I came here from college. I played for 27 years until I was 49, so I played for virtually every team in the club, and it was just a natural progression then that you wanted to stay involved with the club and serve the club, and the best way to do that was to become a committee member and then chairman and presently president of the club.
And you mentioned all the various different clubs. Can you tell me a bit about the setup and how many teams and what age grades?
Right, we start at the age of 6. One of the things we're most proud of is that Chester doesn't have any rugby schools, but we have over 500 boys and girls here on a Sunday morning being coached, playing regularly, and that's a fantastic achievement for what isn't a rugby city. At senior level, we run the girls' sides. We obviously have the Devas as the senior ladies' side. We run 3 men's sides, and we run junior colts, senior colts as well. So quite a lot of teams across the club, really.
That is a lot, and almost 500 participants. So are they all local, or do they travel far and wide to be here?
They travel from round West Cheshire, really. So they'll come from some of the outlying villages like Tarpley. And as I say, Chester's population is probably just over 100,000, so it does generate quite a few boys and girls as well.
Of course, and it's a lovely day here today. What does it mean to have England Rugby live stream and Gill Burns, former Red Rose, as well here to support?
Well, it's fantastic, particularly for the girls' rugby, because traditionally, not just us, but many clubs have struggled to get enough girls and ladies to play, full contact, on a full team. So having yourselves, having people like Gill here, it promotes that side of the rugby, and we'll get more involved. And you can see today, we've got ample girls playing at the under-16 level, whereas not that far away clubs are struggling to get those numbers. So we've still got a lot of work to do in promoting the ladies and girls game to get more participation.
Well, we thought exactly the same actually. We were sitting over in your lovely club earlier, and we saw that you had about 6-7 subs on your team. We thought that was really impressive.
Yeah.
It's a really good turnout.
And that says a lot about the coaches as well, who go out and through social media, through contacts with schools, promoting the club and promoting the sport. And that's the only way to increase your numbers.
And I think it helps. You've got an absolutely fantastic club here. Like, your pitch is amazing, your clubhouse is great, you've got a lovely grandstand over there. Yeah,
I have to say the pitch belongs to the RFU, so it was fantastic that they came in and recognised us as a centre of excellence and were willing to put the money in to create this pitch. And again, it's fantastic because given the weather we've had recently, you wouldn't have been playing for 7 or 8 weeks, whereas like today we can have 4 or 5 teams playing on this pitch during the morning, and then the games in the afternoon. It's fantastic.
It's honestly absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm now going to pass to Jack and Kat, who will run through both teams today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Phoebe, and a very good afternoon, everybody, wherever you're watching on from. Welcome to Chester. Welcome to the last of this season's Play Together, Stay Together matches, where we bring our cameras down to community rugby pitches across England. and we showcase the action that's going on today. It's our first time we're covering a women's match, and we are at the Women's National Challenge 1 Northwest level. It's the 4th tier of women's rugby in England, midway through the Six Nations as well. It's the perfect time to be jumping in to this sort of level, and it's a delight to be here. Chester Devas against Eccles Ladies is the match, and for it I'm delighted to be joined by none other than 2014 World Cup winner Kat Merchant. Kat, rugby for players like yourself of course starts at a community level as well, and it's great to come back today and showcase that.
Oh, absolutely. You know, right from when I started my journey at Worcester, the way that the game has developed has been massive, but grassroots stuff is amazing. I love going in the clubhouse. We got invited to a full Sunday lunch before commentary. Like, you don't get that every week, I tell you.
How good was that?
So that was amazing. The pitch looks absolutely quality. I think we're going to see some exciting rugby today.
Well, let's get to the teams, both sides today. Their league campaign has finished, but they've got this extra match in the diary. They face each other twice this season. Here is who is going to take the pitch for the third of those encounters. Chester Devas starting with the host then. Laura Gove is in the loose head position. She's the vice captain. Steph Wheeldin is at hooker. Becky Scott-Davis is in the front row. She completes that front three. Sophie Montgomery, she's the captain, aka Monty, she's known as. She's in the second row with Molly Clark. Mari Walker, Mia Wiley and Elle McGee are the back three. Sinead Williams, a typical scrum half type, she's at 9. Katie Gittins at 10. She's had a lucky day already, actually. We'll get into that. Anna Merritt, Chloe Merritt is in the centres as well, along with Ash Davis. Ella Wiley and Pip Lantos round off things in the back three. Watch out for Ella Wiley as well. She's the team's top try scorer. The head coach is Ian Morris. So Eccles Ladies have had to pull this fixture together in a rush, actually. Just a week ago it was scheduled to be Winnington Park. Eccles Ladies answered the call, but they've extended the invitation to several Winnington Park players, and they've joined this team as well to make this fixture happen. They're captained by Sarah Williams in the loose head shirt. Ito Wong is the hooker. Hayley Smith in the front row as well. Rosie Walker and Jenny Lakin there in the engine room. Lucy Mills, Rosie Hoyle and Mavis Tam are in the back row. The 9 and 10, Helen Johnson and Evie Arnott. Lucy Kennedy on the left wing is making her first team debut today. Catherine Talbot and Xanthi Weatherhead. Well, they're both Winnington Park players. They've slotted into the centres to give that Winnington Park flavour to proceedings today, as well as Eccles. Bethany Whitman Mills on the right wing. Jo McCartan is one of the old stagers at the back. Extremely reliable. She wears 15, so some of our names and numbers not quite as they will be out on the pitch, but we'll talk through those as we get there. Head coach James Wright as well, relishing this opportunity for this Eccles team to play against one of the league's top teams this season. They've been wonderful, Chester Devas, finishing second in the league so far. Well, the match at the league rather is over now in terms of who can replace who at the top of it. It's won by Liverpool St Helens. Here are the replacements from both sides, and watch out for the likes of Kat Taylor, Tilly Bennett, Mari Jones, Scarlett Harkin and Katie Moore on the Chester side, and then Olivia Cole, Madeline Dodd, Landers, Hudson, Maddox and Bushels. So here we go, Eccles Ladies in the blue and white stripes take to the field here at Chester. 99 years young, this club, centenary to follow on in 2025, but it's a club that's going places. 500 players in all at Chester. Eccles have been a team which have been so well renowned in this part of the world in women's rugby in years gone by. They're right up there with some of the top names from Northern Rugby that we like to think of. Novocastrians, Lichfield as well. They were regular visits down there, but also DMP as well, and Waterloo Ladies. They were the only two teams above Eccles at one point in the women's game. Things have gone down a little since then in terms of the league structure, but they're rebuilding again, and they look to be trying to get the same momentum that Chester have built up over the last few years as well. They're a team who have designs on climbing the leagues as well. And Kat, it's not something we often talk about in women's rugby, is clubs that climb the leagues and then get into that top league, because of course the way that the franchise system works, it's not quite been like that, but it's still possible. There are still clubs with that ambition.
Yeah, and especially it's looking at just building year on year, and it will come down eventually to facilities in terms of how many crowd you can have and all those things. But the players out on the pitch just want to win. They want to win leagues. They want to get promoted, and they focus on that, because the outward things sort those near at the time. That the big dogs in the background will be sorting that, but players just need to go out and just go for every single game.
So the two captains take the toss and then head back to their respective teams. That's Sophie Montgomery there. Mentioned she's known as Monty, someone who's represented Cheshire before in the Dubai Sevens, and someone who works in the emergency services as well. And that's a former job that she has with even more interest, and perhaps requiring emergency services in that as well. She's been a shark diver in her time, Kat.
That is definitely not for me. Like that, you could not pay me enough money to go and do that. So someone who, I expect she's going to be an absolute beast out there today, because if you no fear.
Quite right, and someone who's taken on the captaincy in the last 12 months for Chester Devas and relishing that role. So we are under starters orders in Chester. The last of 4 play together, stay together matches focused on the community game this season. Building up from one encounter last year. Places we've been to have been of great interest, and big shout out to the sides that have hosted us. Feltham have started things off up in Chesterfield as well last time out, and now in Chester.
Red ready.
So we'll be getting underway with Katie Gittins. And she kicks us off, and Eccles
Release
safely
now, Red,
secure
thank
the ball.
you. Back feet.
Scrum half fires it away for the first pass of the day for Helen Johnson, Lancashire County player in the past. Very important role for her at the base of proceedings today for Eccles, and they keep the ball under pressure from Chester. Short hard run, that's an aggressive carry again. Right off the ruck this time, as well as from kickoff. 2 involvements right from the start. Purposeful beginning from Eccles.
First player, Red. Okay, you lost now, you lost. Stay, Red.
Now the boxer has to come in. Play going nowhere, so back on the ball is Shoneb Williams.
Retreat, Red.
And that's skewed off the right-hand side of her boot. This will land nicely for Eccles. Chance for a first attack on the wide outside. It's in the hands of Ito Wong. She gets things moving to her left. Carry from Gove, the vice-captain on the rumble for the first time. Wong with a nice pass. Penalty will come for Chester Devas, and well, they needed that respite, because Eccles, with that counter-attack from the kick, were building nicely.
Yeah, they were. Oh, yeah, there you go. I think Eccles thought it was theirs for a second, but that comes from Chester's really good defence there. They were really flying up. They were doing the line speed. Referee there has just said it was a neck roll, which was a penalty, which is one of the initiatives that has come in. Any kind of roll, crocodile roll, anything like that has been really harshly penalised.
It's a big carry from Scott Davis. Becky Scott Davis on the charge there with venom as she ran into contact. Now it's picked up by McGee. We'll see a lot more of Elle McGee today, one suspects, in that 8 jersey for Chester. Nice missed pass. Opportunity on the left-hand side. Worked nicely into the hands of Merritt. She's taken down after making 10 yards or so, and into touch actually. Good defence from Eccles, holding firm, but good isolation of the last player, Cap.
Yeah, I love that Chester are looking to go wide there, really get it to their speedy players, strong runner as well, so they do really well to get her into touch there.
That's there you go, that's good. Hang on, 10 metres please, 10 Red, keep going. Keep going, keep going.
Line out to Eccles, again from Ito Wong, the hooker. Good line out as well, that's nicely done. There's pressure though on the 10, and that's well played. McGee, who's come through and made that hit. Taken on by Gove, I think it was, who ploughed through. So under pressure in their own 22 at Eccles. They're looking to play wide, and that's a lovely break through the middle. Mentioned there are several Winnington Park players who haven't played a match ever before for Eccles in this Eccles side, so they're having to get used to those new partnerships. But doing very well under those circumstances are Eccles, and this is a bustling run too. It's taken in through the centres. Catherine Talbot potentially one of those Winnington Park players.
Backwards.
Ball has come back on Eccles' side. No one there to claim the ball, so it bounces around. Easy for Chester to swallow up. It's good defence from Chester, but the penalty given away by Chester. They are making a few punches through the middle, though, Eccles.
Yeah, Eccles really looking for their centres to punch in, and what they want to do is tighten up that Chester defence, and there are numbers out there on the left wing especially. I think there's gaps, but it's just they're making Chester bite first before they then look to hit those wide channels.
So much wind that comes through here in Chester. It does. You do have to contend with that up in this part of the world. You can see that linesman's flag is fluttering in the breeze. More than the breeze, really. A bit of rain comes down as well.
Yeah, it's got its own climate here, I think. I arrived, it was sunny, then it started raining, now it's windy. Yeah, all for the players to deal with.
We had community rugby taking place on this artificial pitch earlier today. Lots of young players here to enjoy this match as well, the showpiece match. And it is the visitors, though, who are impressing, particularly with ball in hand. Nice straighten to get over halfway. Johnson, little juggle of the ball there. That was well kept under control.
Okay, she was making an effort, that's fine.
Johnson again, that's not gone forward, so play on might work out for Eccles. They're very well spaced out behind the ruck, everyone waiting for the ball to come. If it does, things could be on here. Instead it's dinked in behind, but well judged kick too. Going back then for Chester is Pip Lantos. There goes Lantos, first time she beats a player today. There'll be others for sure. That's 3 on her chart already. Finds Katie Gittins. Gittins' kick is fielded well by Hayley Smith. Knock on from Eccles. Chance for Chester, but they don't get to run it.
Lovely box kick there from Helen Johnson, really clever. She spotted that Pip had come a little bit high up, but Pip was able to get back, regather, and she beat 3 defenders in just that one run there. Some lovely footwork and handoffs to stay in tight. I thought for one part she was definitely going to go into touch, but stayed really strong and in there.
We wait for the ball before we drive, okay? Crouch, bind, sit, right, straight out.
Shaunae Williams, the scrum half today. She was described by her coach, and these aren't my words, Kat, as a quintessential annoying scrum half. That was her coach, Ian Morris, in the week.
I'm glad you had the pre-cursor on that. It's not me calling her annoying, but as a 9 you should be annoying. If you're not annoying people, you're not doing your job right.
Oh, there we go. Quite often wins the opposition player of the match. She's that sort of player.
Yeah, that niggle, that's good. They'll need a bit of that today.
Sit.
Here goes Williams. Good platform to work from for the scrum half. Pings it down the line. Gittins at 10, and she has to go boot to ball in the end. Could bounce nicely, doesn't quite.
Yeah, the thing for me, I'm thinking back to the days when I started playing community rugby. We never kicked it ever, but the quality of kicking, there's been some really good ones. The second box kick definitely was great, and tactically they're looking up, they're scanning, and it does keep defences honest. So I think really nice to see in the game.
The halfway line, please. And you need to go back, please.
It's still deadlocked after 8 minutes or so. Chester Devas won both their matches against Eccles in the league this season, but a season before it was 1-1. And Eccles have put down real intent so far, playing the game mostly in Chester's half, and on the charge again they go, beating the first defender, looking for red shirts and setting things up for the second wave. Here it comes now. Lovely dink and a dodge there to make the gain line.
Ball's available. Ball's available, 9.
Lucy Mills at 10, she just fills it forwards, and that's back from Chester. They can't quite profit, nothing quite falling for the hosts, Kat. Sometimes it goes like that.
Yeah, I think there was the turnover there, and Molly Clark was looking to have a big run, and she did draw defenders in, but then ball just spills and gets away from her. I think she was thinking about the offload, but in conditions like this, that can be pretty tough.
Last scrummage was great, ladies. Yeah, that's the standard. Thank you. Not beyond the ball, 9. Yeah, thanks. Crouch. 6. Bind. 6.
Feed from the scrum again, it's good from Chester, and that bodes well for them. And McGee goes off and then finds her winger, and this is the woman we were hearing about early in the week. It's Wiley, it's the speed, and it's the first score for Chester Devas. Ella Wiley, the player they call Baby, no one puts her in a corner.
Oh, love it. How long were you practicing that one for? Yeah, what a finish though there. That was great, and that's the basics done well. A really good scrum, tight to the right hand side. You can see McGee picks, has a really nice run, and her job is to get outside the flankers, and then a lovely 2v1 pass to just put Ella away there, and the pace that she has, really speedy. No one's going to catch her there. A brave cover to try and get her to hold up right at the end, but she gets the ball down. Good try.
So no dice with the kick.
But nice for Chester there to actually, because it hasn't quite stuck for them, they've been defending a lot, so actually for them to have an opportunity and go for it, and you know, a really again lovely pick and scanning there from McGee, and it's the timing of the pass as well. Give it to Ella early enough so you can use her gas, go around the outside. There's a lot of work there to be done, so really showing her pace there.
Try number 16 for the season for Ella Wiley.
Oh, she's racking them up. That's great. So she wants the extra game, doesn't she, to get some get her stats up.
I think she's in a bit of a shoot-off with Pip Lantos, who is a try behind her going into today.
Ooh, so she's got to get 2 now.
Now it's 2,
yeah.
A couple of matches coming up though still for Chester. Touring sides from Holland are going to be coming this way at the end of the month, so there's still rugby to come. But a good start eventually for Chester Devas on the scoreboard, but territory-wise it's all Eccles.
Yeah, just an unfortunate time to knock on there, because the thing is, once you've scored, it's really important of what you do next. So what you don't want to do from a Chester perspective is allow Eccles to have the possession, and this is good possession here. The scrum's been really solid, and actually now they've got a really good platform. Now they're not loading their right wing around to the right, so it looks like they might go open. They're not going to do what Chester did with that pick, unless they just have the 8 going on their own.
Shoots out the back. Spoiled by Chester. Well dived onto it. That was Mia Wiley, the younger sister of Ella Wiley, or older sister rather. Bumping away though go Eccles. Good response this, after losing the first score. Real slow speed to things, so they have to go through the hands a bit more. Talbot, who's been brilliant so far, Catherine Talbot in the centres.
Yeah, really strong runner, really causing problems for that Chester defence.
Smith with the blonde hair. Also been a handful so far.
Still playing advantage.
Next wave comes, and still meters made in every carry at the moment from Eccles. They're close to the line here. And they look right, look left, big pass across the face, that was definitely done. Ito Wong it was who made that carry, and now centimetres away. from levelling up this contest. Going up to the backs, little drop off from Talbot, that was well handled. Still though, Chester hold firm. Now it's onto the left. Might be able to expose the outside here. Taken down though. Lucy Kennedy it was, who had her hands on the ball, just couldn't get on the outside.
Yeah, they'd have wanted to give it the ball early. You could see she was in a lot of space, and if she'd have got that ball, you'd think she might have scored, but they delayed getting it to her, so she didn't quite have enough time. And then Ella, with the pace that she showed in attack, obviously showed her pace in defence as well.
Touch, yeah. Okay.
Right in front of the posts. Half a pitch either side. It's back to the right we go. It's gone backwards. Can be recovered from this position, Eccles, but not what they were planning. So they have to go to the creative studio and come up with something else. And they do. Peeling round the corner.
First player, 8.
Chester have pinched it though, and with hands on the ball too. Good drive out of trouble. It was from the hooker, Steph Wheeldon. Box kick downfield. Eccles with the return punt, and then the chase, and this is going anywhere. Through the legs and then picked up. Montgomery rescuing the situation. No one's at home here, so Chester in a foot race might be able to profit, barging the sweeper out the way. Opportunity still there. Eccles do recover, and then nicely down the touchline with a boot to was a little too tough to handle. That was well played indeed, and the recovery was from Bethany Whitman-Mills.
Yeah, Whitman-Mills did really well there because she was under a lot of pressure. That's a very difficult kick as well for her to get away because she is so tight to the touchline. So to be able to kick that and keep it in. So you can see the initial kick and the chase onto it as well. You were right, there's a bit of pushing, bit of shoving to get to that ball, and then fly hack to go across to it, but really good cover here because she's in all sorts of pressure. Knows she might risk going into touch, so a kick back inside for her team.
So the line out stolen back from Chester off Eccles' ball. Loop pass over the top to try and get on the edge again. Cut back is nicely done from Ash Davis. Now it's Wiley.
Side entry in the ruck, so penalised against, but that's a shame for Chester because they were building, but yes, penalty the other way.
Oh, you are there. Sorry, I didn't see you, touch mark.
It is tooth and nail so far. It's an out-of-season fixture. It's a friendly essentially. Every inch of this pitch is being grafted for.
Yeah, it's neck and neck really, because aside from that one score, and actually Eccles maybe should they have gone for the 3 in a 5-point game right in front of the post, possibly could just close that gap.
That's not in the out-of-season spirit at all though, Kat.
No, I wouldn't go for 3, but tactically thinking about it, like yeah, but, yeah.
Behind the game, a good pass to get away from those charging red shirts. Wong, Ito Wong, one of 2 Hong Kong players in the side. Been over in this part of the world in Eccles for 8 years, but originally from Hong Kong. That's looped over nicely. Lantos's return. Pip Lantos, the fullback for Chester. One of the players that actually started playing rugby at the RFU's Pitch Up and Play event when she was in secondary school. One of the many schemes that's been run for years and years, but different guises, of course, always intent on getting as many people into the game as possible, but she benefited from that. Now she's here on our screens.
I've coached a few of those pitch up and plays back in my time, and they're brilliant. People who have never tried rugby before just come along, they give it a go, they just find they're naturally good at it, or they take to the different parts that rugby brings that other sports don't, and they're a brilliant initiative and bring in some fantastic players.
That's fine, you can readjust if you need to, Red.
Kat, your early days coming through as a senior, can you remember them when you were 16, 17, 18, playing for your club?
Yeah, because I was Worcester girl my whole career, so I remember going as a 14-year-old, very skinny, no clue what I was doing, and I just absolutely, I remember my first session, I loved it, and the friends I made in that one session, Sarah Guest, players like that, still friends with to this day.
So many players in that boat today, some playing their first senior matches for their clubs, and it's on our screens. Major moments in the rugby journey of these players, and Eccles have a bit of defending to do here. Stretched one way from Chester, but they handle that and then have slowed things down. Very organised defensive performance so far from Eccles, and now they have to apply a bit of muscle to the equation as well. Pass away from contact, 2 passes off, and then lined up again. These shots are coming in.
You know, as you said, it's a big step up going for your first time playing for seniors. The ladder is huge because you're used to playing with your teammates, the youngsters that are alongside you, and then suddenly there's a bit more pressure on you going into that senior side. But it's a challenge that I think players like this relish. They really want to prove themselves, and that's why you'll see some big shots. They want to prove themselves in the senior side.
Thanks, Alison. Try this one here. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Everything all right? Okay. Tackles is a bit clumsy, she's got to get low. Yes, sir. Tell them the same thing. Change, hold, change.
I believe my first game for Worcester 2's actually thinking about it. My mum was on the sideline and we were a couple short, and they tried to get her to play and get her some boots. I said, absolutely not. My mother is not playing, leave her alone. Yeah.
What was her answer?
I didn't let her answer. I said no, she's tiny, she's got hurt. Yeah.
Here's Ella Wiley stepping and going, and here are the wheels of Wiley again. Rocks the head back and rocks in for a second score.
Just looks so easy for her, doesn't it? She's one of those players that glides through. She leans back, very upright runner, but she knows she's got the gas to go around the outside and the smile to go with it as well. But that's what, you know, you love to see, wingers in space, ball in hand. So having a look here, and she's not a player that needs much space at all. It's messy to get it to her, but they know actually just get it across. Good pick up, and then from nothing, there she goes, drive, good footwork, and then just race for that finish.
Yeah, there's a distinct hint of the Rona Lloyd about the running style of Ella Wiley, isn't there?
Yeah, I was also thinking Jasmine Joyce, that initial acceleration, sort of how she looked with that, and then the carrying reminded me of her a bit. And if you're looking at players to be compared to, they're not bad players to be talking here about.
Yeah, if you deal in speed, you want to keep that kind of company.
Yes, definitely.
Leaving these tries a little difficult to convert, though, Ella Wiley, isn't she? That was a tough one.
Yeah, a tough one from there, and yeah, but here you go again. Yeah, it's just that there is now when she decides, yeah, I'm going to go, and it's just that kick on and that next gear that the other players around her just don't have, and then off she goes. So
Kat, Ella's on a hat-trick. She scored hat-tricks before this season. She scored one in 8 minutes. That's pretty quick going.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to happen like that today, of course, whatever happens. But hat-tricks-wise, you would have scored plenty in your career. Any in under 10 minutes?
England-Scotland, I'm pretty sure there was a game. I don't know exactly, but it was 15-0. I scored in the corners, we missed the kicks, but I scored all of them. Nice. And so that was in the first half. I don't know if it was within 10, but I'll take the challenge.
When might we be going back to that?
Yeah.
For which Six Nations?
Many, many years ago. Like, I'm very old now. Yeah.
Leave it at that, okay.
Yeah, it was the Sevens World Cup year, the year of that, so it would have been 2009 or 13, okay. Probably 9.
Here we go again. And on that edge, a lot of space being found. And Chester having settled a little bit, you sense. Here's Shauna Williams sniping around the blind side. Just 55 kgs of her, but she packs a punch in contact as well. Next carry coming in from Wealdon.
Yeah, ball's available, ball's available.
well spaced out across the back line as well, should they choose to use it, the Devas, but they're having a party up front at the moment.
Yeah, timing's good there.
Yeah, they've got lovely depth. They've got options all over the place.
Next charge comes in, that was Merritt. Now it's on the edge again and rounding Eccles. Here's Lantos. Pip Lantos sizes up the last defender, cuts in, keeps it alive. It's still there for Chester, but pulled back.
Oh, that was good defence, because I actually thought Lantos was going to score there. I thought Pip, she's got enough gas to go, but defence asked enough of a question to make her step back inside rather than going for the outside there, so they could just get that cover across. But a turn of pace there, looking really good. We can see it again from another angle. So it's that wraparound play. We mentioned the depth that they had, which allowed them to be able to go around the outside. And it's this moment here. She's scanning. She knows what she's going to do. Actually, she notices the defender has turned her hips, which is why she's probably then opted to go on the inside, because she's over-chased. But good defence to cover the offload.
Okay. 8 heads in. 5. 6.
Johnson picks it up, tries to get it away, does really well under some considerable pressure. But it will be Chester Devas' ball with good set-piece positioning here.
Yeah, really good pressure on the kick there, because that's a difficult kick to even attempt, I would say, to try and get that away. So brave for going for it. I think she was initially going to carry and then thought she could get it away.
Keep moving, Ted.
Wheeldon with the line out. Now the red shirts burrow together. Eccles are going to be under pressure here as the 8 stomps forward, trying to impress their authority again on Eccles. It's on the floor, Eccles having brought it to deck and snaffling the penalty back. Well, that is so rare to see that.
Yes, and what a key moment though for them to get it, for Eccles to relieve that pressure. I'll tell you one thing I never got at community rugby as well was 4G pitches. We were on very, very muddy, swampy 14 pitches that we were playing on, so this would have been a treat.
There's just so much you can do community-wise with a 4G pitch.
Well, as you said, the under-16s were playing on it just before as we were eating our lovely lunch. They were out here playing, but you can do that with 4G.
And here are the firsts. Here are the seniors showing the club what it's about now. And that's what this day has been about as well for Chester, showing those young girls that what the senior level is like, what the pathway's like. Here's Lantos, and let's see what her feet are like again. She sizes up Eccles, steps fast the first, then looks for her winger Wiley.
That's the tongue twister there, winger Wiley.
Just about held, just about pronounced. Here's Gittins. Oh, almost the pass with the eyes looking behind and then the drop off, but it didn't quite land.
Yeah, they've got the setup, haven't they? They've got the depth, they've got options of who to pass it to. There's just a couple of knock-ons creeping in or just losing it slightly, but they're definitely, the tempo that they're putting onto it. I know it's a friendly game, but there's nothing friendly about it. They're really going at each other, aren't they?
Here's Ellen Johnson. She's got county representation for Lancashire, also a good cricketer as well, the 9. Nice accurate pass to her fly half, and this is on the outside. Gaps seen and space exploited from Eccles. Zip on the pass, but just too much for Ito Wong to handle.
Oh, there's a injury down, so rightly so, physios will come on and just check everything's all right.
Take time. I'm sorry. It
Both these clubs contribute players towards the Sale Sharks programmes, and they've got a fine record on both sides of the ball here. Eccles having produced the likes of Taisha Harper, she's come through here, Mari Grieve, Katie Horton, Holly Bowden as well, and Chester looking to do the same as well, and it's a slightly different pathway in women's rugby from what you see elsewhere, in that you get county becomes so much more important as well, doesn't it? And that pathway, Kat, is an interesting one. What are the options for girls through the county programme to get to a higher level?
Yeah, so it is county and go in and putting yourself forward for trials, but also extra training, which you then bring to your club, and then it's a case of, you know, you have other coaches seeing you play, like talking about your name, going up, you meet other people. It's a really great opportunity if you do want to progress to go the highest of the level that you can. So do it at your club, do county, and then, you know, up the levels with your clubs.
And Cheshire, a formidable force as well, as are Lancashire, so often on that scene. Here we go with Lantos and Wiley again. On the cutback goes Ella Wiley, she's racing away, she's caught in the end. Great last-ditch tackle as Ella Wiley was looking for her third score of the match.
Offside 10 and then you're off your feet.
Penalty comes, tap and go will come.
Yes, you were, 9.
Nice little pop-off, that was definitely done to Mia Wiley, known as Midge to her teammates. There's Wheeldon. Now down the line they go with Gittins. Oh, that goes to the floor.
Oh no, they got it there. They had a two-player advantage on that left-hand side. They desperately wanted to get the ball to.
Johnson spun around by McGee.
Pass forward, Red. I'm blue. Sorry, 9. I wasn't anticipating you to escape then.
And the scrum under the sticks. So we look at the players we've just been talking about. Elle McGee, a specialist nurse. Look at Shauna Williams, a physiotherapist. There's players on the side of Eccles as well, who one of them even works in Oman Monday to Thursday, then comes back and plays at the weekends. There's a lot of high-flying careers out here on the field as well, Kat, and it's wonderful. You obviously don't get that at the moment in the senior level. Once upon a time you did, but it's nice to see.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Now I think that professional rugby is an option for women at the highest of levels, but then these ladies out here today are working really stressful full-time jobs, and they come and they want to enjoy themselves at the weekend. They want to work hard for their teammates, and it is something that it definitely brings very different mindset people together in order to play.
And here's Eccles' number 8, Mavis Tam. She's carried that well and forced a penalty for her side.
Couple of penalties they've given away now in this area, which, you know, this is the area they want to be finishing in. I mean, they've got 10-0 lead, but they'll be wanting it to be more, but it's a difficult area to get out of here. But nice nudge again from Johnson there, like she's got a really good tactical kick-in eye.
But Lantos has been given the ball and plenty of green space to run into. Lantos hits another gear, then goes on the outside, needs a bit of support, and there it is. Williams off the floor to the onrushing Gove. Gove, a former ballet dancer before she took up rugby, the loose head prop. Uses that stability and balance to unsettle defence. Lovely ball back inside, that might work. It was Wiley, then it's Gittins. She's up to the line, the fly half. Over the line. Gittins crosses the whitewash. And it's try number 3 for Chester Devas.
Strong finish from Gittins. They're really good, and you can see that one meant a lot. The forwards coming in as well, and really pleased that they've worked hard, because there was 2 opportunities really where they could have scored, and then they gave away 2 penalties. So actually to get the opportunity to finish that one and build off it, but some really good strong carries in the build up to it as well. And it's not a clean score either. There's bodies underneath her, so she has to work hard to make sure that ball is grounded.
So Katie Gittins, Kat, I was told before kickoff she found a tenner on the floor this morning. Ooh. So that gets your day off to a good start, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
You know it's going to be your day after that.
Yeah, a better day than me getting on the wrong train to start with. So yeah, she's yes, find a tenner and a try. Excellent.
She's playing with that kind of confidence with her, and that can show.
Accuracy much better on that one, but just not quite the distance. But
About 7 minutes to go.
surprised how far back she took that one from. Actually, could have possibly have moved it a bit closer to it, because the accuracy was spot on, but just the distance in there. So ball coming out. So good back inside plays, and there you go, 1-2. You can have it back. I'll finish this for you.
Whenever you're ready, mate. Just one step, please. Thank you. Okay, whenever you want.
So Eccles back on halfway, and having to dust themselves off somewhat from the last 20 minutes or so, having dominated the opening exchanges, now having to line up Mari Walker, known as Maz, and she offloads.
Okay, ball's available.
She
Yeah,
was
I need to.
set, dead
You're
set on
inside.
taking that into contact. It felt like there was so much purpose in her run, but it was all deception.
on
She
6.
offloaded. This is in behind. And taken into touch here to protect the ball
Okay,
on halfway.
A really good kick chase there, really aggressive, and you know that's what you want if you are going to kick it. You need your big chasers there to hunt down the attack and ideally put them into touch, as she has done there.
Okay, Jim. Yeah. Half step, please. Option. Not straight. What would you like? Scrum or line out? Scrum called.
So the line out
Ready?
not straight.
Yeah, and in these conditions it is, as you said, the flags going all over the place, and then
Thank you.
decision to go for the scrum, because why risk the line out when the wind kind of is swirling as it is.
On you, Tembler, you good?
Inviting field position this for Eccles if they can keep
Take
this
in,
firm.
please. In.
Half time not
5,
far away.
6.
At the back, Mavis Tam, the number 8, she allows Johnson to go for it, but she's gobbled up instantly.
Lost forward
And
by
it is
10,
so
blue,
so
into
difficult
line
to
on the
play
ball.
when you've got a scrum half who we know adjectives have been used about Chester's scrum half by their coach, and she's playing like it.
That's what you've got to be. You've got to be annoying. You've really got to get in your opposition's head. Even stuff like I've heard, they kind of like stand on each other's toes and nudge each other a bit. They've just got a real niggle, those nines. We think of that of the forwards and the flankers, but actually it's the nines that can really bring it.
Sounds like you've been hard bitten a couple of times, Kath.
No, I did once play nine, which I was not niggly, so not really my position.
Those survival instincts, not the air for a scrum half.
Yeah.
Play on.
Back on the floor, back
Sorry.
with Eccles. And Johnson kicks this downfield. He's really dictating play for Eccles from a positional sense, the 9.
Yeah, doesn't look like she's too happy with that one, but I think putting the ball in behind, making Eccles, making Chester have to play out from difficult areas is what she's thinking there.
All in, please, Blue.
It sounds like the rain, you can't really see it in the screen there, but it's starting to pour down a bit more heavily now. We're protected up in our little, well, I was about to say studio, it's not a studio, in our little shed, but
Solid iron girders above our heads, that's the main thing. Break off that left wing, Anna Merritt it was, who has played on the flank as well as the wing this season, plays both positions equally well and carried nicely then.
well, you can tell that from her first run. She's very strong, she's fast, but she's really strong carry on that left wing.
Again, that urgency on the ball from Scott Davis. It's just a student still, Scott Davis, but just playing the game for a couple of years now. She only started in her third year at uni, which is late. Not as late as some, but it is really late still.
Yeah, but that's the thing with women's rugby still, is people they can pick it up later, and it did used to be a thing. People would start it at uni and then you'd play later. Now it's quite common for girls to be playing at a much younger age. They've got more age groups, they've got better numbers. So, but that is quite rare now, definitely.
All right. Curls. Binds. Set.
Wheel on the scrum from Chester. Eccles still have it though, and here is Hayley Smith, a prison officer in the week. One of the team's real leaders across the squad, plays in the second team as well. She's played really well here. And again, that number 12, Catherine Talbot, is carrying hard again. Here's Wong.
That's fine.
Keeps the ball well.
8 on you, hold.
Change direction. Goes to the floor. Gittins has taken it. Hits it downfield.
Okay, hold now, Red, you've lost. Hold there.
Eccles back, resetting. Good reception party from Chester players to keep the pressure on. No reprieve.
Tell you what, picking up the game later though can be quite a good thing, because you get players that are just really raw. They haven't got any bad habits, haven't picked that up. I coach Hackney Ladies, and there's a winger that we've got who's brand new to rugby, and I couldn't believe she was so new to it, because she has just taken to it so well, and because she hasn't played before, she's just absorbing all this information, and she's really carving up, and it's brilliant to see. So if you're listening and you haven't played rugby before, give it a go at any age as well. Just turn up, play, because there's always going to be a place for you. You can see it so far in this game that if you're quick or if you're strong and you can carry, there's always a place for you in rugby.
And the length of careers as well, the length of time that women can keep playing as well. So often we see players in their 40s coming back and keep playing. It's amazing how long players can go on for.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's studies that women kind of peak later than men physically anyway, so age, it really doesn't matter. I think just get playing if you can. Like I retired through injury, but if not, I'd still be out there, definitely. I still want my boots on.
Okay, you're outside, okay, nice.
It takes something official to rein you back in, Cat, from the pitch. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Something almost a legal document.
Yeah.
Got 90. Blue ball. Okay.
Scrum has gone really well this half for Chester.
Donna Kennedy, who is over 100 caps for Scotland, an amazing player. She played for Worcester, and she was sort of trying to retire and coaching at the same time. I think she was 40 or pushing 40 anyway, and we got her playing Prem still. We wouldn't let her retire, kept backing her up. But yeah, one that you definitely want on your team, but not opposite you. Yeah, a very scary woman.
Binds.
There's a player in Eccles' ranks, Jo McCartan as well, who's had a similar experience. She answered a call 5 years ago to help the team out, to help them put the team on the pitch week in, week out, and has just kept playing since then. The fullback today, Jo McCartan.
Okay, on you, Red, holds.
Eccles worked to the edge in these last seconds of the first half.
Okay, on you too, Red.
Can they work a way through this now organised and confident Chester team?
Back feet blue.
Who have the ball back?
Use it.
Is there something for them at the end of the first half? It's certainly going to be the scoreboard that looks the better for them. Off and running from the inside centre channel. That was well done from Merritt. Then this is Lantos, and Lantos is on the outside again. She's cutting in. This time she'll go all the way. Pip Lantos crosses after darting in and out of Eccles players. It is Chester Devas' first half, and Pip Lantos has just got better and better across it.
Yeah, well, she was very close to scoring earlier on. She chose to give the offload, which was ended up being defended. But there, you could just see that it was a little bit scrappy to get the ball to her. But once she has it, she just decides that actually, so there's some good carries to get it round the corner. Messy play on the floor there, but then running around, and then this is the step. Now realise, I spoke about this earlier, the overchase. Defender has got on her outside, which she's seen, steps on the inside, exploits that, and then is able to finish. But it's one thing, class players will always be looking at a defender's hips. It will tell you where to go, whether you take the outside, whether you step, always look at that. So as a tip for the attacker runner.
Katie Gittins is lining this kick up, having scored one herself. And can't quite add the extra gloss, so at half-time it's Chester Devas with that comfortable lead at a half which they took a bit of time to settle into, Kat, but which they very much got there in the end.
Yes, they found their feet, didn't they? First 10 minutes was a little bit nervous, but then I think when they realised actually we've got some real gas, and obviously they knew they had gas out there, but they could utilise it and go, and that seemed to bring them the confidence, and then they've really started to click since that point.
So the thoughts now of coach Ian Morris, the man they call Butties, is the coach of Chester Devas. A big shout out to him for the time he gave us in the week to talk about his team and what a first half they put out there. Let's have a look at some of the highlights. So things are starting off with Elle McGee on the outside and the number 8 feeding Ella Wiley.
Yeah, it's a really good pick from the scrum, but then the pace to go round the outside for Ella Wiley, like really, really nice. Great gas. Even though she gets that cover tackle in late, she manages to make sure the ball goes down, that she isn't being held up at all through that. And then the replay again of just that big strong carry as well from McGee, and that's important because she's got to get the players to bite in before she gives the pass. And a second try coming in as well, so some good fight as well. So a second try in as many minutes, but really, really good pace. Going round the outside just looks so easy. Yeah, easy try there, just so quick.
Setup was from Gittins there, the 10, and Lantos involved as well.
Yeah, just a really good pickup, good speed, loads and loads of pace. So after going out wide, they managed to get it back in a little bit tighter, some 1-2 back and forth, and Gittins goes over for her try. And then a big carry, good handoffs. Offload isn't pretty, but managed to get it back, and then Pip Lantos does what she does best, and then that lovely carve back inside, lovely, nicely balanced.
Okay, so half-time here in Chester, and whilst we have your attention, there's just some certain things we want to flag that are coming up across England Rugby channels, across English Rugby, particularly on the Red Roses side of things at half-time. But firstly, we're going to go behind the scenes a little bit about this week and the Play Together, Stay Together campaign, because we sent our cameras down to Chester Devas this week to their training session to get behind the scenes action, and we are particularly in the company of their captain, Sophie Montgomery. So take it away, Sophie.
My name's Sophie Montgomery and I am the captain of the Chester Devas. My sort of journey with rugby started, I actually was very fortunate that I got brought up in Dubai. So over there, Dubai Rugby Sevens is a huge thing. Sevens in general is really huge. And in the expat community, rugby was one of the bigger sports. When we very first started, there was maybe 5 or 6 of us, and over the years, we developed that to the point that we got a team together and we were able to travel around the country to other Emirates and play other girls' teams that were also up and coming. Been here since about 2015 now. I've loved every season that I've played. When I first joined, I'm actually quite a quiet, shy sort of person, sort of stood in the background a little bit, didn't really, wasn't too vocal, that kind of thing. I used to get quite anxious before games. I was very nervous before games. Used to get in my head quite a bit about playing. And then over the last couple of years, I've, gained a bit more confidence. I've had coaches that have really supported me, especially our coach at the moment. Beginning of this season was actually when I got captaincy for the first time. I hadn't been in leadership before either, so it was quite a big step up for me. Quite a lot to learn. I put a fair bit of pressure on myself in the beginning on kind of what to expect, what I thought I should be doing. And it's been great. I've loved it. It's brought me out my shell a lot more. Looking forward to next season as well. Rugby.
Welcome back to the second half, everybody. A quick turnaround between Eccles and Chester Devas. They are getting right back into the action here. And whilst these opening moments of the second half begin, we want to bring in a very special guest. We have Gill Burns up in the commentary box with us, and to talk us through the match, to talk us through about women's rugby at the moment as well, and what's going on with the England scene. So over to you, Kat and Gill. Here you go. Welcome to our show.
Thank you, lovely to join you.
Yeah,
nice to see you, Kat.
Amazing to have you here. We are joined genuinely by rugby royalty with Gill Burns. So Gill, what do you make of the day so far?
It's been fantastic, yeah. They come down early on, the under-12s are out, the under-14s were playing brilliantly, and I watched quite a lot of the under-16s game. Lovely to see so many women and girls enjoying the game. And then to finish it off with this local derby, Lancashire Cheshire derby, with Eccles against Chester. It's great to be here.
And how much does it mean to you for this to be, televised, for these players to be getting their names out there, for there to be big support? What does it mean?
It's absolutely wonderful, and this is what it's about. It's the fact that, there's going to be people watching today from the other side of the world, and that's what's great about the rugby. And it's not just able to see the Red Roses, who are fantastic, but able to see community rugby like this, and it's empowering women to think, I could do that, I could give that a go, and have fun playing the game that we've all loved for years, and we want more and more people to enjoy.
Well, 100%. And me and you have played, and we've been community, and we've worked while we've played, and now you've got the Red Roses who are fully professional, and it's great to see. But there are players there that now they're going in for another score for Chester, which is fantastic. They've been great, but they have lives outside of rugby, and that's brilliant as well.
It is. It's that lovely balance, keeping rugby as a passion, keeping rugby as a hobby. But enjoying working as well, and life outside of rugby is really important for the majority of people that play. We're not all going to be professionals in the game, but you can get just as much enjoyment playing at community clubs.
Absolutely, as we did for many years. And Ashley Davis goes in for the score there. So Chester doing some fantastic tries there, really, really good. And before I let you crack on with your day, because I know you're a very busy woman doing very important things, the Six Nations, what have you made of it so far?
Fantastic so far. Obviously, as we say, we're all Red Roses through and through, and we want the girls to win well, but the fact that the games are competitive now, more competitive, because the other nations raising their standards and providing an entertainment for everybody, and it's been a joy to be involved, and I'm just so excited for the next round.
Oh, well, England, Scotland. Scotland has been performing fantastically. That game against France, obviously, they were amazing. So as you said, the standards are rising all across the board, right from community all the way up to international. So very fantastic. I'm going to use your word, very fantastic things for women's rugby at the minute. But I will let you go about your day. But thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to have you here.
Great work. Good
In
to see you,
fact,
Kat.
while you hand over to Jack, let's have a selfie of the three of us as Jack's get the mic back on.
Yeah, thank you, Jill. Yeah, what a surprise. That's a wonderful surprise in the commentary box for us all.
Yeah, true rugby royalty. Thanks very much, Jill.
Go,
No. Still going.
Thank you. You're fine, just step.
And in that time, Chester tapping into the Gill Burns effect and crossing the whitewash for number 5. Nice hands again from Ash Davis, who got that score. Oh, it's a breakaway again into the 22. Chester with so much purpose again, and now the running lines look so slick and gaps opening up. Here goes Gittins. She's through, offloads. Great score from Chester. It'll be dotted down by Kat Taylor. Fresh off the bench and following up nicely on the break from Gittins.
Chester really, we said they had that 10 minutes, they didn't quite click, but now it's looking pretty ominous
We'll stop in a
for
moment
Eccles, and they're
after
going to have to
the
dig
injury,
deep
okay?
because Chester are scoring from all over the place here. So you've got bench players coming on making a difference as well, but that's just a good strong carry. And then the scanning as well, that's a good offload because she's being tackled by 2 players to get her hands free enough to be able to offload, and then a lovely line as well from Taylor to score.
Knocked over from in front of the sticks as well.
Time off.
And that's nicely done. So Chester hit 30, go a touch beyond that now as well.
Red clearing out beyond the ruck. Red clearing out beyond the ruck.
Yeah, so a nice pass, and it was just that determination and the carry as well, and we're going to see a beautiful angle here for the offload. So being double tackled, not just the one player getting her, but 2 players trying to take her down, and she still managed to get a clean offload away, and that lovely out to in line. Really important as well because you make the offload easier because you're running in closer.
And Kat Taylor, the try scorer, by the way, many routes into rugby. Kat Taylor was approached on a night out to play, and that was 7 years ago, and here she is ever since.
That happened to me at Birmingham Uni. I was already playing, I'd been capped, and then the local side came up and they were like, "Oh, have you ever thought about rugby?" I was like, "Oh yeah, no, I have actually, yeah." And then it was my teammates who were like, "She already plays," but I loved it because actually, I think that's quite a compliment now if someone comes up and says, "Do you want to play rugby?" Because you've got to look strong, haven't you? You've got to look like you're tough enough to do it. So yeah, good for Taylor. Yeah.
So Eccles players applauding their teammate, unfortunately gingerly making her way to the sideline here. And we very much hope that is something that can be worked off on the sidelines.
Okay, time is on.
But the season comes to a close here, really, for these teams today. There are a few more matches. There's of course a touring match for Chester. There's also the county championships, and a lot of these players looking to go into that and get training for that again. And that's an exciting frontier for them coming up over the next few months. Then a break, and then it's middle of July, pre-season begins again. That word still brings you out in shivers, Kat, I'm sure.
Oh, actually, as a winger, you quite like pre-season, weirdly.
No.
Yeah.
How weird are wingers?
Pre-season. Yeah. Maybe it's just me, but yeah, no, I quite like it. Yeah.
I get it now. Yeah, chance to show off to the forwards.
Yeah. That's what you're made to do, isn't it, on the wing run? So yeah, it's all good.
Tembley, you're good. Hold there. In, please, blue.
For me, it was actually always the first kind of contact, actually, like because your body just isn't used to it, like live rugby. So that pre-season feeling of actually getting hit for the first time, that was brutal. That's when the forwards get their shot in.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, use it.
Weeks of running, pent-up frustration. Lovely step on the inside. That was powerfully done.
Sorry.
Eccles up to halfway. Johnson and Wong. Good hands from Wong, and then on the outside they might be able to conjure something here. Cut back again from Talbot. Really tough player to...
She just takes 2 players at least to take her down. She's made 10 metres there whilst being tackled. She's very strong centre.
That's a good line. That's a brilliant line.
Red.
Cut in from Rosie Walker. believe she's playing her debut today for the club.
Okay. Go on.
Someone who used to
Red
play
ball.
for Sedgley Park before the women's team folded at Sedgley Park, unfortunately.
Be
Come
okay,
over to
12?
Eccles and settling in very well.
Thank you, I don't
Yeah,
do that.
lovely line as well, hard run as well, but I think it just ends up going forward. So real shame for Eccles as they were starting to build momentum, and more importantly for this second half, it's the first time they've been out in this position this high up the pitch for them, because they've been defending quite heavily.
Just like I caught like a finger.
Yeah, thank you.
Nose. And I got short nose over it.
You're all good. Good straight. No, you're
Here
fine.
we are in Chester. Club of over 500
Forward, blue,
members.
scrum, red. Here's right.
all the way from minis up to seniors. The men's team as well have had great success, as have
18, please.
some of the Colts sides as well. Twickenham trips, Twickenham Cups for the under 17 side a fair few years back. And their women's team as well, really going places, and they've taken their opportunity here. By the way, so much of the work here is done by a lady called Sabrina McGill, now works for the RFU, so she had to step back a bit from duties for the club for Chester Devas, but she's done so much, and she was picked out in the week as someone who really should be congratulated and thanked for all her work for Chester through the years, and she's here today, been busying herself and creating everything so that these women out here can put on this kind of performance. And what a break-up field from Sinead Williams. Williams slides in, cutting Eccles players to pieces from the base of the scrum.
Yeah, it's a really good spot as well, because you have to time those right, because there's a 9 if you choose to snipe and that gap closes. There's the big girls in the little ones. So a really good spot, and then the pace to go through as well. Nice. Here she goes, scans, gets her hand off, and then here, just an out-and-out foot race. What have you got going across? A good angle to track across the try. Goes for the dive tap tackle, but just doesn't quite have enough to get her. But yeah, gas all over the place.
Knocked over as well for all 7. She's been playing the game for 20 years, Sinead Williams, which is more than anyone else, I think, on the pitch, actually.
20 years, genuinely. I wouldn't have said I wouldn't have said she was old enough. Yeah, there she goes. So through scanning, and that's what experience can bring as well, like knowing when to go, when not to. But there we go.
Getting your money's worth today.
And that's what you were saying as well. You've got players playing their first time for the seniors, and then you've got someone like that who's played 20 years, and the experience that they can bring and what you learn from them and how you mesh together. I do find it really fascinating.
Yeah, that vision does take a time to be able to see those kind of opportunities, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I think as well, when you're new in, you might be guided a little bit more by other players around you who are more experienced, until you get the confidence to then go, actually no, I'll back myself here, and people will go.
Are they coming on? Okay,
some kind of confusion here, but I think it's around subs of who's coming on. There we go.
Right, time off whenever you're ready. Yeah, someone needs to go.
So Eccles back underway. They'll keep plugging away at this. They'll keep flying into contact like that. Wonderful tackle there as well.
No, 3. No.
To pull down the player who was at full speed. That was Lucy Mills, I believe, from Eccles, wearing 6, who put in that tackle. Oh, there's a break now from Wiley. Lovely play from Wiley. She kept it alive nicely.
First player.
Now this is Tam, the number 8. Mavis Tam peels and goes.
What a good steal as well, an important time as well. So really good steal, and then the attack off it. But what can they do now? And again, look, they're set up really wide. They've got players deep. They've got numbers out to the left. It's just, can they get the ball to them in time?
Smith with that last run. Good miss pass again. Now here with a wonderful step and a go, and the offloads into the corner, well kept alive, avoiding the touchline.
Hold red. Use it.
Johnston off the floor, then into
Scrum advantage.
Smith's hands.
Advantage over.
Coming away with it though, Lantos, Gittins, and here's Wiley again. She will jump into the fast lane and no one will catch her for Wiley's thirds. Ella Wiley with a hat-trick in front of the cameras. And the smile to go all the way around Chester Rugby Club. She's enjoyed her afternoon from the very first minute, none more so than now.
I think if you're Eccles and you look up and you see first off Pip Lantos running towards you, looking very, very dangerous, and then who's on her outside? The rapid lady getting a hat-trick across with Ella Wiley there. So, like, yeah, that's not a sight you want to see, is it? Those two looking up defensively.
Line of you, the 15 G.
She definitely has that lean back. I think Jazz Joyce look about her like that lean and go.
You're going Jazz Joyce, I'm going Rona Lloyd. Any other nominations though out there? We'd love to know. There's
I do love a good wing analysis, so yeah, I'm with you.
So Chester Devas' end of season swan song going well. And going to plan as well. They have known about this fixture for a long time now, and they've been planning for it, waiting for it, and Wiley has been keeping herself at top speed, and she's shown it on 3 occasions now.
Yeah, she just doesn't need much space at all, just tiny little bit of room, enough just for her to go round, but absolutely backs herself.
Now from kickoff, they go again with Mia Wiley. Interesting stat put down on the team sheets about Mia Wiley, Kat, as we see another good burst out of contact, and then the offload is good as well. Montgomery firing forward after Kat Taylor's burst. She's made an impression, hasn't she, Kat Taylor?
Yeah, huge impact.
Gittins slip pass to Tilly Bennett.
On you, 10. Yeah, you're all good.
Gittins again, dropping a little deeper so she can bring more players into contact like
Okay,
Gove. Dabble from Shoneb Williams.
Yeah, Eccles weren't buying it that time. Eccles, they knew what she can do, so they've tightened up that gap, closed it so she's not going through.
A couple of those rivets being loosened, but now they're being knocked down again by Taylor.
On you, two.
Lining up to the left. A lot of organisation to this play of theirs as well. Gittins with the loop pass over the top. Is it Wiley again? She's on the edge. She's looking to go, and she is going. And it is all 4 for Ella Wiley now.
Thanks.
They are coming thick and fast for the right winger.
Yeah, that was just, again, too easy for her. Looped around and just like that she could almost walk that in for her. Didn't even see her full set of gears go. So ball drifting across even, because all they want to desperately do is get the ball to her, bit of room, nice bit of footwork, off she goes.
Well, the last couple have been cracking.
Ella Wiley's try, but going back to Mia Wiley, Kat, one of the facts written down about her younger sister is that she had no front tooth for 4 years growing up. Just didn't happen. Then it came through in the end. And she's someone who's obviously not on the wing like her sister, but she's on the flank, and she's been making the most of this season. Actually, she's been starting for the last 3 matches in a row, has Mia, and she's getting better and better with every game as well. Really, player doesn't take a backward step, so not quite garnering the highlights reel that Mia or that Ella is at the moment, but Mia in the team and impressing elsewhere.
Absolutely, and you know, if this was a muddy day and really poor conditions, then I'm sure Mia would be getting more in the highlights, getting stuck in from that flanker role rather than the wingers having their day-to-day. But I think there's been some impressive performances across both teams actually. Some Eccles players have really stood out as well in against tough opposition.
Not touched.
And the fact that Eccles and Winnington Park had to fused together a bit of a squad for this.
Upright in the
Foreign
tackle.
players from Winnington Park and likes of Catherine Talbot.
12
You see in
upright in the
action just
tackle.
then.
Above the sternum. There's your mark. Lines you, please. There we go. Yeah, she was upright in the tackle, so yeah, there we go.
Ball.
All in, Sarah. On you, just hold there, please.
So
Take it
Tilly
on you. Are
Bennett
you in the line out?
gets ready to throw this into the line out. Goes to the front, it's good off the top, then Williams, then Gittins, everything going to plan as they fly into the centres, and the
advantage.
tackling is good, really good.
Relax. You okay? You're alright. Okay.
Yeah, some great running, but almost too much pace for the ball there as it bounces off and goes forward. Shame that actually I think it bounced up into Talbot. Shame she couldn't gather it 'cause with advantage. I'd love to see what she could do, ball in hand.
Shoulder.
I just put our head to the full arm.
Okay, change. That's fine. Time off. Just a stinger, is it?
Just a singer.
Okay.
No.
Sarah, your scrum to restart, okay?
Kat, the art of wing play, from your perspective, how do you develop, how do you try and develop areas of your game as a winger? If you've got the speed, where's the next thing you need to work on?
So there's not many wingers that can just go around the outside for pure gas, because the angle that the defender has, and they can use the touchline. So the next thing is very much about footwork and getting a defender to turn. If you can get a defender to either pause or turn their hips, I've spoken about that a lot today, then you are given that gap to go round. Then once you've got that footwork, you can judge that defender, you manipulate the defender to where you want them to go. Then you look at bringing the handoff in as well. So you've got an off-balance defender, you know where they're going, give them a handoff and go round.
Eccles back on this short side after going down the open side.
Okay,
And keeping it alive and keeping the ball.
6.
They have had many more moments than the scoreline would suggest, and Hayley Smith has been a part of their effort. Gets a good offload away there, the tight head prop. Lakin, Jenny Lakin in the second row carries the ball on. Off the line, they're so quick though, Chester Devas, at making the most of that chance to line players up. That was Mia Wiley on that occasion.
That's fine.
Gittins, great line, and big carry as well. Scarlett Harkin, Cheshire County player, who has come onto the park and made an impact. That's another good tackle. Talbot on McGee. Penalty though for Chester. Williams passed back inside to Wiley.
12 blue, high.
Yeah, Talbot given the high tackle there from the initial angle that I was looking at. It didn't seem high. The ref's right in there, so he'll be able to see it. I thought it was a good shot at first.
Here's El McGee. Tackle from Smith, then the bump off and the extra yards.
No two, you okay, 6?
Williams, there is space here on the left hand side. Laura Gove.
Yep.
Williams jumps in to keep that play alive. Eccles' defence is good though, because they are being stretched and runners are coming from all sorts of angles right now.
You're right, 9. Okay, on you, 8. Hold there, Sarah.
And they're being softened up around that ruck to see how that
Sarah, on you.
defence
Hold
is.
Sarah. Thank you.
Just looking at Ella Wiley there, 'cause as you said, right wing, and she was right wing in the first half. She was over that side. But this time, she's gone to the left, so she obviously likes the clubhouse side. So she wants to stay on there regardless. Because she's definitely covered both sides in each half. It's interesting.
That's very well noticed, Kat. Yeah. Can you just be a club side winger? Can that be a position?
I'd love that. I'll go with the Crowders, thanks. Yeah. I'd have been up for that.
She certainly give them plenty to cheer about today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gittins, Harkin, good hands from the replacement. Now Lantos is on the edge and she's heading towards the corner again, has one player in support, goes through that channel herself. Support was there from Anna Merritt. And it might still be there though for the Devas. There's Williams, there's Merritt, it's bouncing around. It's on Eccles' side and Tam.
That's a mess. Stop.
Eccles have recovered remarkably well there, and if you take that whole set, Kat, from where we were on halfway, they were nudged backwards time after time, but they didn't break.
Yeah, it's that. I think they are really still desperately defending, doing those cover tackles, coming back, because it would be easy to kind of think, okay, game's very much getting away from us here at 51-0, but they are still defending their hearts out, which is really good to see for the side.
That's fine.
That really does say so much about this Eccles team and James Wright, their coach, and everyone involved in this team.
Hugely, it's all about mindset, all about it. Like you just work to the end of it. And you know, my time with Worcester, I had a season with them, which was amazing. We won the Prem, but we were in a relegation battle at one point. We were getting absolutely pumped. But it's how you dig deep, how you learn from those, because actually you do learn from losses a lot more than you learn from wins. From a win, you go away, you go, weren't we great, and you don't really think about it again. Whereas when you lose, you go, what can we fix? How can we get better? And that is how, as a club, you do learn.
Do you know what? Actually really enjoying the rain.
They feel that they're a couple of years behind Chester in a sense of redeveloping their team and trying to build that junior section as well, because Chester have been doing that for so many years now, and it's really starting to bear fruit. And Eccles starting that process now as well, but by their own admission they're a few years behind Chester. They do have two senior teams as well that they put out on the field each week, and it is not just a historic club, but one that is maybe returning to those heights, but not that it's about that, of course. It's about growing that base.
Definitely having players coming through and being able to step up, and youngsters coming through, massively important for the longevity of a club.
Charge down, and maybe Wiley's onto it. She looks around, looks to the referee.
Yeah, I think they're going to look at this one.
Should get this down.
Can't give it. Alison, did you have an
So there's 4 tries scored by the Wiley family today. Is Mia about to add the 5th?
Okay, what I've got is knock on in touch, so therefore goal line drop out.
So we'll have a look here. So charge down.
Time on.
That's not going to be the angle for it to see what the referee's saying. Knock on, isn't it?
Be behind the kicker, please. Behind the kicker.
So not deemed as charge down.
So scores stay as they are.
Gone straight into touch.
We get a chance to look at that again. I mean, it's close from that angle.
Yeah. So is he saying the initial touch is knock on rather than charge down?
Same as a normal restart. That's okay.
Well, there we go. Yeah, I think harsh, but then that kick's gone straight out, which can't do, so it comes back for the scrum for Chester.
I'm sorry, I didn't have a good angle on it, and I thought I couldn't see whether it was down for pressure or knocked on. Yeah.
I told them celebrating.
Ready, crouch. Okay. Binds. Steps. 9 goes inside. 9. Thank you. You were offside.
Round the side they go and into the corner, and Merritt has got it down from the scrum. And Chester do go in.
Yeah, that was coming, wasn't it? They could just sense they were building towards that one, and Merritt really wanted that one. She'd seen her other wing and touching the ball quite a lot of times, so actually for her to get one onto this right side. So actually very similar kind of the first score, that play off the scrum isolating that right hand side, going and picking into it and getting the score. So we can see this scrum, nice solid platform, and we've had McGee pick and run off it before, but that one just goes through the legs and then just a pass, and it's you'd say 1-on-1, but really it's just a 1v0, just catch and get over the line, but you still got to be in the right place.
So some cheers around here in Chester as Eccles make their way back to halfway, and well execution to score that try, but they have not stopped
Relax.
tackling their hearts out here against Chester. And if they can return to some of that territory that we saw in the first half, they may yet be able to come through here and claim some points against this very well organised Chester team.
Well, that's it. Then, you know, they don't want to be. No one wants to be nilled, and it doesn't matter how much another side scores. You just don't want to be nilled. So they'll be desperate to want to get something away from this for sure. I think they deserve it. They've had enough things there that's like just or nearly or it's close. And as you said, I don't think. I mean, Chester have been fantastic, but the scoreline, I think Eccles definitely could have had a couple here.
Right through the middle. Here goes Landers, Molly Landers. But knocking the ball on, hacked forward. Merritt will begin things.
Still playing scrum advantage, Red. No hands, Blue. Get out, Blue. Thank you, 7.
And what will Chester do here? They do go through the boot with Williams, bouncing around, and such a difficult situation to handle that. The ball, you're just wanting it to go out of touch, and it just went.
Yeah, some of those are just difficult bounces or ones to judge. But I just want to talk about that hit from Katie Gittins there. That was a huge hit from the fly half. Really, really physical. Massive shot, forced the knock on in the area, and
hang on.
you know, just stop Eccles from being able to play.
Just be careful. I thought the comment was directed at a player. That's
no, her name's Gittins.
okay. I thought it was I thought it was directed at a player. That's why I said something. Thanks, 9. Space, please, Blue. That's fine.
Eccles come through the line out and almost get it back. Has to be tied up by Gittins.
Blue. On you, 10. Hold, Sarah. That's fine. You're
Williams. Taken at the back, and then the counter-attack is started.
Chester very, very tight defensively, so they've got to go quick now. Eccles on the right-hand side of the screen, they've got numbers there, but just not getting out there.
No hands now, Red, hold there.
So this position started by Holly Bushell from that counter, and then nice pass to keep things going with Lucy Mills.
No, it's in. Step.
To the left they go. Big contact, huge felling
Thank you.
of Eccles' number 5, Jenny Lakin. That was monumental tackling. To Wong.
No hands, Red, no hands.
It's pinched on the floor though. Is that Kat Taylor? She gives it back again to try and not give the penalty away. Doesn't quite manage it. Away go Eccles. And again Johnson.
Oh, going for the card here, given a yellow. He thinks there's been a tip tackle there. I don't know if that was horizontal, but we'll have a look at it here and see what we can see. So not 10 anyway, and then the shot here, tackle.
Do you physio?
So you go past horizontal there?
Turn back on. Mark's there.
The legs do, but the plane of the back and the body maybe not.
I think she was just very low. I wouldn't but there you go again, we're not in line with it, and refs there, they've got to make the calls. It's not like he's got TMO here to go through everything, so it's just Chester down to 14 for the remainder just of this game. Might get 30 seconds back on, but
on you, Sarah.
Gives Eccles a nice opportunity to attack with the player down. Although it's got to be said, I think there are gaps out there. Chester are defending pretty tightly, and Eccles just aren't taking advantage of that.
Can they from this set piece? It is good from Wong to Mavis Tam, and then the pack swarm rounds. Johnson has this when she wants it. It's on her time. Eccles eking out a few more metres, and Johnson is gaining. She does well to keep that in. Mills round the back to McCartan, who spins away and then cuts back in field. This is good from the fullback.
Roll 5 and 9. Yeah, on you, 7.
Johnson away to the left with Hayley Smith. Thinks about the offload, decides against it. There are numbers there to support her on the floor, so still Eccles ball with the advantage.
Not rolling.
Maybe not looking to go wide, Cat, and exploit that, but nonetheless plotting their way forward.
Yeah, and I think it's not always about obviously going wide, because you can't just go across, but when you look at how Chester have been setting up, and they're setting up in that way because Eccles haven't got it wide, so they can stay a little bit tighter. But when you're running into those solid channels and big defenders, you're actually just making it harder for yourself.
There you are. Let's think where we are. A couple of penalties now, quick succession.
But a really nice attacking platform now for Eccles. Less than 10 minutes now for them to go, so they're really going to want to get something from this.
Wong to the middle. Smith handles it really nicely, but then it's stolen by Chester. And they'll clear their lines from here, surely. Shauna Williams has shown quite a lot of pragmatism to her game, as well as some flashy stuff. McCartan hoofs it forward. It's well taken as well by Scarlett Harkin. That is a brilliant piece of play. Now she'll chase her own kick.
Option, penalty there, scrum there. Thank you.
Holly Bushell at fullback
here
was ready, but not in the end.
Offside in front of the kicker.
Allowed to play.
Scrum option taken.
It's a wonderful exit from replacement prof, Scarlett Harkin. Really put a boot through that.
Ready. Crouch. Bind. Sit. Okay, that's fine.
Williams doesn't go to the left, instead she has to go down the blind side by herself. Makes the most of it.
That's fine.
Rolling and rumbling forward again is Taylor. Wearing 22 but plays in the number 8's role. That's Harkin again, and she fends away the first and then has another go at the defensive line. So does McGee, and she makes a few more metres. McGee.
No, don't do it.
Gittins has so much time on the ball now, tries to get it out to Ella Wiley. She's on 4 tries, remember. Here she goes on the outside.
Backwards.
Good cover defence, because otherwise that could have been looking at 5 there.
No, that was just accidental.
Lucy Mills, the fly half for Eccles here. Trying to hold up the ball, getting stuck in.
Trap taken in, blue ball.
And she's got more than stuck in, she's won the ball back.
Yeah, an important one there as well. They are, as we mentioned, they're defending really hard, considering they've had 10 tries put against them and their heads have not gone down. They keep on going and winning those turnovers or forcing the errors from Chester, and they need to capitalise in these last kind of 7-ish minutes, 6.5 minutes, because they've got Chester have a player down in the bin, so Eccles going to want to get something from this.
Crouch. Binds.
The back line for Chester. All set to the left-hand side of the scrum. Johnson has a good ball to play off here. No real push from Chester. Mills. Now Landers. Molly Landers shrugs off the first and then is pulled down by Merritt,
Okay,
but
you
she's
didn't
made
slide
good
through on
yards.
there, seven hold, seven.
That's Molly
red.
Landers.
Thank you.
Here's Tam, times her run nicely, then puts the step in the number
Don't
8.
swing around, thank you.
Good momentum this now for Eccles. They've broken
Yeah,
the
new
game line
skipper.
twice in a row. Numbers away to the right as well with Wong. She has to cut back as that passing channel was shut off, and she's still going, is Wong. This is great stuff from the hooker. Now onto the right-hand wing. And away go Eccles, bundled into touch.
Good defence from Chester there, especially with the player down to manage to bundle him into touch there. But Wong initially thought could have got the pass away, but then actually she did brilliantly carrying it herself, stepping inside and then managing to get on the outside and giving the pass away. So really turned a pressure situation into a positive there.
There we go, that's yours. Keep the gap, please. Just keep going. Keep going. Thank you. On you, hold.
Now we're keeping an eye on the clock as well, because the
Backwards
one in
by
the
red.
stadium is slightly ahead of ours here, so if we cut a minute short, then that might be
Yeah, you're
why.
on
So we'll
red.
keep an eye on that and keep you updated.
Bouncing around here for Wiley was lurking. Claimed by Eccles on
Get off there
halfway.
next, 19,
And if we
thank
are in
you.
those
Well,
last minute of the match then, according to the stadium clock, it's a last throw of the dice here for Eccles. And that's nicely played. There's Landers,
advantage.
playing her first game of rugby for Eccles in 2 years, the number
Advantage
6.
over.
Back from a deployment overseas with the British military. And she's made the most of her time out on this field. This is Bushels.
Okay, release. 4 on you,
Tackling back,
skipper.
Johnson clears the
Always in.
lines, and whilst we have a break in play, should we talk player of the
Wait, right
match?
now,
And there's a fair few candidates out there, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Red
I
ball.
mean, I think that Pip Lantos, I know she's in the naughty step
Under
at the
5 to
minute,
go,
but
skip.
she had a brilliant game. Katie Gittins as well had a great game, as well as Ellie McGee. But for me, player of the match
How
has
long
got to
you
be
got on the
Ella
card, Sophie?
Wiley.
2
Like,
minutes.
fantastic
2 minutes on
runner,
the
4
card.
tries, really,
Less than 5 to
really
go.
fast. But not just
Red
that,
ball.
the footwork as well
Hang on.
for her to finish.
yeah,
so
they
I
come
think
to me.
she's definitely
you,
deserved
Blue.
player of the
sorry.
match today,
Wait.
and there she is on the screen. But worth mentioning as well for Eccles, some standout
behind the line,
performances as well, I thought, in there. So I thought Helen Johnson, I thought at 9 has
Option.
kicked really well,
Out here.
and they've
What do
had
you
some
want?
good
Not straight. What do you
strong
want, Sarah?
carries as
out's
well
gone.
in there.
Line out
Tam
called.
Mavis is one of the
Okay.
ones, sorry, Mavis
Yeah,
Tam
is that here?
as well. So some good performances all round, but definitely
Depends what you
Ella
went
for
for,
me.
yeah? How many, guys? 5 called. Thanks, guys.
So 19 tries for the season.
Yeah, you're in 3,
Ella
3.
Wiley after today.
Yeah, on you. Hold them on you, please. Be in, please, Blue.
Some impressive numbers that she's posted in this second year of
That's fine,
playing as
play
a
on.
senior.
Yeah,
Yeah,
looks
you're
like
on,
she's now
7.
moved across to full-back as well, so a woman of many talents, being able to play right wing, left wing, full-back as well.
And Molly Landers is on the charge again. Now she's so fast is Landers, but she is taken down.
No, red.
Goodness me,
Back
that was
big.
some covering defence of the first order.
Picked up.
Still Eccles, and they straighten things up a bit now.
My fault, my fault.
Scarlett Harkin there, putting the finisher, that big shot in over there in the corner.
She's got
Okay,
around the
oh,
park
no,
really
17,
well,
15.
Harkin, since she's come
Sorry,
on.
9.
Yeah, big impact again. The subs for Chester have been a real good impact.
There's Mills, there's Smith. Smith has run so straight all day.
Okay.
Doesn't entertain anything other than just charging hard at her opponents. There's Wong,
Roll 8.
who's done similarly but used a little more stepping to unsettle her opponents. This is good from Eccles, and on the outside, here's Landers again. Now Molly Landers,
Advantage high.
taken high, but keeps her feet and powers into the 22.
You got penalty advantage, high tackle.
One of the best pastures of the game, this from Eccles. And again, Lakin. And there's space
Bit of a
out here, but are there
penalty
enough
advantage.
numbers? Mills thinks there might be. McCartan is getting off and going and still going and rounds the outside. Here's McCartan. One player to beat. Goes for the corner. She's dragged into touch. Wonderful
back for penalty.
defence from Chester Devas, who still keep going. And it's Ella Wiley again.
Yeah, try-saving tackle there, absolutely, from the woman of the match across. But what a lovely run as well. I really thought that was going to be a score. But remember, they were playing with the penalty advantage. And, you know, when you are seeing a team that's been the underdogs throughout, you want them to score, don't you? I was sort of rooting for her there. I was cheering. I know you've got to be impartial, but you just want them to get something from it. Because they deserve it. They definitely deserve a try, don't they?
They've done everything but score. It's come so close. But also the amount of ball they've had as well.
15 can't come back on yet.
Good degree of territory at times.
Not till the restart. This isn't a restart, okay?
And shown some real game breakers. McCartan there with a chance, but Molly Landers has made such an impact off the bench.
Yeah, so they can't have a player. The reason you can't put a player on, whether it's sub or yellow off a penalty, it's got to be. It can't come on then. So that's why referee was saying not yet. It's got to be when the ball's gone dead.
Yeah, all in. Step in as your mark.
So maybe the last throws
of
the dice here.
Excuse me, Sarah. No, 15's now back on. Yeah.
Ito
changed
one.
Or
again, we'll
is
throw
he
in.
off the pitch? Hang on. Jenny, is the player off the pitch?
So we're just seeing whether Pip Lantos is able to come back on. I think she might be back on now.
No, that's I'd rather check. Time on.
Indeed she is. She's at the back, behind the try line for Chester. So they had the full complement to defend this.
I think it might be Ella Wiley is off, potentially with a calf cramp in the corner there. Maybe that cover tackle, but Eccles are back in and playing.
It's Mavis Tam on the ball, and they still have the ball. They still have some time. Can they come up with the score? Into heavy traffic, Chester putting bodies in the way of this. Trying to cordon off the try line. Here's Lakin, and she's stretching and rolling towards the line. The numbers are there with her. Try scored for Eccles at the very last. And they keep on hammering on the door. And eventually, it falls down.
Yeah, really pleased with them. I feel that was well deserved, and they needed to come away with a try there, and the smile on their faces. And as you said, they've merged for this game to make sure they have the numbers, and there's been parts where it's clicked really nicely, but they have had ball, they've had possession, they've defended well as well when it came down to it. But just yeah, some great runners from Chester that have caused some real problems for them.
A great shot of that try being scored. Definitely the roll and then the place was there for Eccles at the death.
Yeah, it's a solid finish, because those are the ones that very often get held up because there are so many bodies in there. You're running into traffic over the line, so really good strength there to actually make sure that try was scored.
Helen Johnson to make it all 7, not quite. And the scrum half can't add those extra 2, but Jenny Lakin, she got the 5 that Eccles so desperately wanted and worked so hard for. And after a season in which they lost to Chester twice in the league, have had numerous changes to the side, answered a call just a week ago to make this fixture happen, had Winnington Park players integrated into the squad, meeting some of their teammates for the first time. They put on a sterling display, but Chester Devas simply too good, and what prospects they're going to have next season as well in this league.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They've played really well, and the thing was their tries were well worked tries. It wasn't like Eccles were just missing tackles, they're running through the middle. They made them work. A lot of them were around the outside as well, so they put pressure on the whole way through. But yeah, really great performance from Chester there, and they can be proud of themselves for the tries that they created.
So Chester gather up, get ready to clap out their season, really, to congratulate each other on how they've performed, and that goes that crosses team colours as well as Eccles come through the tunnel. Well, both these teams will see each other next season in the league, in the Women's National Challenge 1 Northwest. Liverpool St Helens were the team which are going to gain promotion from this season, but they'll be contesting each other once again in the seasons to come. And here's how this second half looked from our cameras, and this was the first score of the second half. Gliding run it was from number 13, Ash Davis.
Yeah, defence so worried about the pace out wide, they actually sort of missed the runners through the middle, so Ash doing really well, carving up through that gap there, and then a really strong here, one from Gittins, and then the offload that was great as well, a replacement coming on, making her mark straight away is Taylor, doing a lovely out to inline.
Yeah, Kat Taylor crossing, just one of many moments of impact from her, and from this woman here, Shona Williams, a shining light from scrum half today.
Yeah, just showing her nous of when to go and when you can, and she did, and yeah, carved up there. Very difficult woman to defend once she goes for it.
Some of the tackling was fierce from both sides, but this one led to a try, with Pip Lantos setting off.
Yeah, good link play, moving across wide, and you know, there's our player of the match, who really doesn't need much room at all to finish. We spurred her name so much in the last 80 minutes, and you're dotting down again for her.
So this was Gittins' pass to Wiley, and then that stutter step on the outside. This was from much closer in, wasn't it? But there were tired legs out there from Eccles at this point.
Yeah, and it is that step, but that hold and go that makes it so important, because if she just runs straight there, I think she gets tackled. But having that slight in made it more difficult, and then they got their second one off the scrum by picking off and going to the right. So a kind of walk in there.
Yeah, Anna Merritt scoring that one.
And there's some good running here. Really thought going to get round and go all the way, but look at the cover tackle coming across there. Fantastic cover tackle, because I really thought that was going to be a try, and then so they were denied on that one, but then they worked really hard, and it means so much to them as the team to go over and dot down and score.
And the pictures have to be taken as well on days such as this. And it's quite a season for these women, second in the league, and excitement to come as well. They went on tour last year to Holland, and now that return fixture is happening later this month as well. And there's always highlights of the year, aren't they, as well, the tour matches and the mixed photo as well between Eccles.
Yeah. Has to be done, and nice, and definitely in occasions like this can be well celebrated.
Can't swap certs so much at club level, can you, Kat? You get in trouble for that.
Yes, yeah, they're not yours, they're borrowed, so yeah, definitely can't swap them.
But from the talent factory side of things, Kat, and a lot of these teams feed into Sale Sharks. Ultimately, for the players that can go all the way, there's a lot. It's a massive catchment area and a lot of talent in it for Sale.
Oh yeah, huge. And you know, it's really important that Northern Rugby, like, it provides so many quality players, and it has them for years, and they've got to have a place to go to performances like that today. Really good. And as you said, you've got Sale that you can go into, and for the players that really want to make that step up and go into the Premiership.
So we're going to go and catch some reaction now. Pitch side, Phoebe has managed to catch up with the Chester Devas and hear about things from the inside.
So we're here with Chester's player of the match, Ella Wiley. First of all, huge congratulations, what a score, 56-5. How proud are you of the team?
Very proud. We've worked very hard this season, and we've done much better than I thought we would, to be honest. Yeah, I'm very proud.
And you got an incredible 4 tries. Is that something usual for you?
Well, it all depends. Sometimes I score none, sometimes it's 3. It can be 1. It all
Well,
just
today you
depends.
levelled up, didn't you?
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. And you also got an incredible try-saving tackle on the side there. They just managed to get 5 on the end, but
Yeah.
that's a very good effort.
Yeah, thank you.
And how long have you been a diva for?
I started training last December, so I had half a season with them as soon as I turned 18, and then this is my first full season.
And you've come in hard. You've done very well. Congratulations. Have you got much friends and family here today?
Yeah, I have my aunties, my uncles, my cousins, my nan, my great uncle, and my mum, and my little sister who's there.
Yes, I chatted to her earlier as well. She's lovely.
Yeah, crazy.
Big family affair. Are you going to do anything to celebrate tonight with your family or the team?
I'm not sure, but I hope I get pizza tonight.
I think you deserve pizza.
Yeah.
Everyone deserves pizza. Are you going to hang around with the club with everyone?
Yes, we're going to go inside and hopefully celebrate.
Yeah, lovely. And it's an incredible picture. Do you enjoy playing for this club?
Yeah, I really enjoy it because there's so many pitches. Sabrina does a lot for our club. We got good opportunities here, so I'm loving it.
Oh, well, thank you so much for joining me. And again, huge congratulations. That is the
Thank you.
last of our Play Together, Stay Together campaign this year. See you next season. Thank you so much. It's lovely to chat with you.